One of the surprising things about doing this for a long time is that you never stop learning. And I think you learn it when it's appropriate. You think there'll come a time when I know everything. And that's never going to happen because particularly now with technology changing, you're always studying and learning and talking to people about what they're doing. Hi, I'm Peter Deming, and I'm a cinematographer. I thought if I could do something for a living that didn't feel like work. And I definitely enjoyed watching films. So I was a projectionist, I worked in a film lab, and then I eventually moved to Los Angeles and went to the American Film Institute for 2 years. Started as second AC, did probably half a dozen movies. I moved up to first. I didn't have the first assistant gene at all. Then I started working as an operator. I think I went a year and my longest job was 3 days. But at the same time, I was shooting educational movies, which subject matter wasn't very interesting, but I was learning about exposing and printing and getting that part of the job in my head. First big break, there were sort of two at the same time. I started a film project that took 2 or 3 years to finish called Hollywood Shuffle. And then within those 2 or 3 years, I was called to work on Evil Dead 2 for Sam Raimi. Then you start getting more interesting opportunities. You're introduced by other people you worked with. I met Robert Townsend through a director I worked with at American Film Institute. Sam found me because I did a little low-budget indie movie in Michigan, where Sam's from. The only thing I can figure out is he was interested in me for that. I've never asked him, actually. I probably should. I remember I did a movie for New Line Cinema, Book of Love, it's called. It was actually directed by the CEO of New Line, Bob Shea. Up until that time, I hadn't used Panavision. We reached out and I met a gentleman by the name of David Dotson, who is still my friend today and still takes my calls. Most of working with David is on the day you're shooting. You go there, you watch him rehearse with the actors. We sit down and make a shot list, which David is very specific about. And then we might talk about the mood of the scene or the lighting of the scene, but usually not. He would leave, we would interpret it via lighting, and then he would come back and hopefully say, okay, let's shoot. With David, it was, I wouldn't say improvisational, but it was sort of intuitive. The more we worked together, the less we had to talk about it, which was kind of great. On a horror film, there's other considerations. There's usually stunts. There's definitely makeup effects that have to be worked into the schedule. There's a little more planning, and those things affect what order you shoot a scene. It's a genre that has tropes, and you're sort of working off those tropes. And to me, a lot of horror is putting the audience in the character. When you're designing a scare scene, you have to talk with the director about how they see it. If it's a horror film with a monster, how much you want to show, maybe some destruction or some claw marks. It leaves more to the imagination of the viewer. Oh, it's definitely scripted, but in comedy you have a lot more comedic improvisation. You'll sort of do a few takes with the dialogue that's there, and then typically the cast, they have ideas and they work off each other. And so you'll do maybe half a dozen more takes of them just trying things, trying to come up with something funnier or different. The process is, once you get into a setup, if it's dialogue comedy, you'll do a lot of takes. If it's physical comedy, you sort of assess that pretty quickly. Something like Austin Powers, it's genre comedy. You're creating a genre of a movie that you're poking fun at the same time. What keeps me motivated is every project is different. I'm always interested in looking for projects that exist in worlds that I haven't portrayed yet. Creating a new visual world for me, you sort of get a fresh approach. I think that's what keeps me interested, for sure.